It's for real, for real.
For real, for real.
All right, we're starting. We're live. I ain't even going to share it today. I'm going to just focus on the people right now.
Live.
Let me tell you. Let me start out with something real quick. While they two do the little shares, guys, let me tell you something real fast. Because if you all are like me and you got kids at home, they should be cleaning. They should be doing homework, or not homework. I guess it's schoolwork, right? They should be doing schoolwork. They should be doing their housework, and then they can play, right? Like, I think it's okay to play after you do your work. And if we
get a witness,
I'm just saying, it's not like we're asking a lot right now, right? And I'm trying with my kids. You know, yesterday I came home, guys. I was so just like, look, I am so angry right now, but I'm not even going to yell. You know why? Because yelling doesn't do anything. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help me. It's not going to do anything. We are just going to let you know I am thoroughly disappointed right now, but I know y'all going to do better. And here's what we're going to do. And this is what it is. And I went through all the lists and I said, this is what it means. And this is what 100% dishes mean. This is what 100% laundry means. Do you understand me? And they said, yeah. And I'm like, cool. So I'm going to get over being mad tonight. And tomorrow we're going to have a great night. No, they pooped all over that thought. I came home and I was like, and they're all like, Daddy, guess what I did today? I'm like, stop. Don't even start with what you did because I don't care, because what I can see is the dishes weren't done and the laundry wasn't done. And you know what else? There's freaking giant 3-inch hornets flying around in America right now. And it's like, I can't deal with this. And what am I going to do? So I'm going to go crazy. Guys.
Did you I'm just going to sit over here for a little bit and simmer down?
I came downstairs. I was like, you know what? Put the groceries up, finish your chores. I'm going to go downstairs and do whatever I want because I'm done for the night. I'm done. I don't even come and play video games. I came downstairs. I watched some anime because I need to watch my cartoons to help me out. I laid back in the chair. I took a 15-minute nap. I woke up. I rewound the anime back 3 episodes because I slept through all 3. I thought it was a 15-minute nap. And I started them over again.
Hashtag nap together, 6 foot apart.
There you go.
So I'm like, okay, I just need this show to start so I can focus on you guys who I love, and you, Sandy, and you, Joe, who I love dearly. Sometimes I really want to, give Joe a nice little on the back of the head sometimes, but only because he sleeps a lot.
Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
There you
go. That's enough. That's all we got.
That's all we got.
We don't want to get cut off.
We can only play a few seconds of that. So.
Yeah. I'm okay with that, though. We know next time we need to have a mixtape that we do, guys, of pick-me-up songs that just plays like 3 seconds each straight through, and then gives us enough to do one little move.
Yeah, that way they can't say that we infringed on their copyright.
That we copyrighted. So, Jamie, your girls remind me of my childhood.
Your childhood? What do you mean?
My mom would go do whatever she was doing, go work, go do something. And she would tell me, Sandy, I need you to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, yeah, got it. Sure. Don't worry about it. I didn't have electronics back in the day, Jamie. You know what I had?
Your memory.
I had Maury Povich. I had Junk TV. I've loved Junk TV, any judge shows, anything like that. And I was mesmerized all day long. I would watch stuff. Bob Barker. I mean, you name it, I was watching it. And then I'd look at the clock and it was 3. And I'm like, my mom's fixing to be home. And I'm like, did I pull out the chicken like she told me? Did I check on the frijoles like she told me?
Sandy.
She told me to mop. I would get all of that done in 10 minutes.
Hush your mouth, girl.
I would. And then she would be, Mom was no fool. She's like, you didn't pull this out this morning, did you?
I know. See, yes. Yes. We talk about, I did the dishes. I'm like, I'm not dumb. I know when those bitches went in. Dishes. I said,
I know what you wanted to say, but I know what came out.
I said dishes, guys. Okay, I said dishes. Don't start with me there.
No, you didn't. You said them.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Look. I came in here downstairs. This is what I did do.
You typed up a whole guideline?
Girls, listen
That's
what
like
I
a
listen what
Oh
look at
my
this.
that's like a
Look
goodness.
at
syllabus
how
I
I did.
never read in school.
Look how I did this.
This
All
is why we
y'all
don't
parents out there
vacation with
know,
Jamie.
right? So this is what happens when you have a wife who's a lot more emotionally intelligent than you are, and is like, "Hun, they need some directions on paper if you want them to do what you want." I'm like, "You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. I know what you mean, babe. I hear you loud and clear." And so I came down. Look at this. Make sure dirty clothes are in the dirty bag. Dirty clothes are in the washer. When the washer's complete, place in the dryer. Like I am like, put the stinking
No.
dryer sheet in there. I'm like, this is years. Anyway, you see, I did it for the dishes, and then because I had to do it, I add them extra chores on there so that they can do. They'll be happy tomorrow to do work.
Now, if you go back to the top there.
Okay.
You have place dirty clothes in the washer. Nowhere on there does it say put
Start the
soap
washer.
in, start the washer, close the door.
Hush your mouth, girl. You were right. You're gonna be. I'm
Man,
gonna get in trouble.
They're gonna be like, Dad, I put the dirty clothes in the washer, and I was waiting for it to complete.
What are those little pods called? Am I gonna
Tide Pods. The Tide Pods. Man, I remember telling my kids, like, do I have to tell you step by step when I say do the dishes?
Mhm.
Do the dishes means clean the kitchen. So do the dishes means more than just
No,
putting
it
the
does
dishes in
not.
the dishwasher.
There we go.
I mean, in Abbeyland, it does not mean that. I mean, we
Man.
have to have instructions just like Jamie. And I would leave, like, especially over the summer. And if my kid is on here, he will tell you. I would have a list, and I'm like, check it off. You know what they would do?
What?
Oh, I knew you would be, Sonner. I knew you would be. They would just mark stuff off, and they were like me. I paid for my raising. They would wait till the absolute minute. They knew what time I was coming home. They would wait till the last minute. Then they come out like, "Hey, Mom, you need some help with
Right? Yeah.
Come
Come here. Look what I did today. Come here. I made you something, and then they're just putting something together real fast for you, and you're like,
right. Well, so this is a good lead in to our business of the day because, Jamie, I think you're going to need it. Today's business is Brother John's Catholic Bookstore.
You need some Jesus.
You see, guys, you see the background is because Christmas makes me happy. I told Sandy, I was like, I'm going to put some Christmas out here so it can help me disseminate some of the evil away from me.
Yep.
So I'm sorry. Keep going, Joe.
No worries. Brother John's Catholic Bookstore is owned by my friend. Her name's Diane Botello.
Hello, Diane.
And they
evil.
Sorry. The evil went over here.
And gift store in Lubbock. Their store was established in 1989. Her husband and her bought it in 2007. They offer Catholic books, spiritual books of all kinds, jewelry, and let's see. Well, okay. So some of the wording's a little off. Sorry.
Oh,
one of a kind items. Our most popular lines are great laser products that can be personalized, and they are located in the Redbud Center in 13th Street and Slide Road. We'll put their information in the comments so you guys can check them out. But I've known Diane for a few years now, and she's a very nice person. So please help support her business. And for those that need to get, those Bible readings in so they don't murder their children, I think this would be a good idea.
hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Listen, there are times when my two would, and the other one currently testing me. I'm going to be on Snapped one day. Y'all just
I hear you,
heard
Sandy.
it here first.
We're going to be doing our jailhouse tango together in separate places. He'll be like, oh, yeah. Joe's like, I came to visit y'all. I'm going to visit Sandy next after you, Jamie. Oh, gosh, guys, I'm telling you. It was.
No, so you're telling me your kids listen?
Oh, yeah. Do your kids do it, Joe? Are they good to go?
Do what?
Their chores. They're whatever doesn't set you off.
No. I've just gotten older. And so if they...
He has, everyone. He has.
So if they don't do what I ask them to do, they don't get anything. It's just easy. I just I asked you to do this and you didn't do it. So I'm not
See, I don't know.
No,
tell me, Sandy.
Let's talk about this, okay?
Please,
and,
yeah.
And Alex remembers. So I took away their electronics when they were younger. I'm talking about I sold an iPad and I sold the one of Kate's old tablets.
No.
Listen, and I took them and I said, Kate, I had someone pick them up. We met at CVS in the parking lot. And I said, Kate, I hope you learned a lesson from all of this. And he said, yes, Mom, I learned that sometimes we have to learn to let go of things. And so,
Sandy.
and do you want it? That's why I beat my children. Okay, I said
There it is. I said it.
Are you
that's
kidding
why they
me?
get chancla, because they don't no valuable lessons. They don't care. They're savages.
Alex says lies and slander.
Yeah.
Yo te voy a dar tu lies and slander, Alex. Get to me. You better not.
Come over here, see if you don't get a chancla.
Uh-oh. Watch out
Just
now.
saying.
Watch it
You
out.
know, I tried that when one of my kids was younger, Sandy, and she absolutely went nuts. Like
Wow.
she lost it. I took away her baby Mulan. I took that baby Mulan doll away, and she went nuts over it, like full on blue. And then she tried to be like,
Did her head twist around? And
I mean, it nearly did. There was gooey stuff everywhere. It was like ectoplasm and all that jazz. She was, and I was like, you ain't getting it back. And that was when I was that was when I was the opposite of you, Joe. That's when I was not young and wise. I was down and I came downstairs and I was all like, I'm such a horrible parent. What have I done? I've scarred my child forever. Now I'm like, give me that. Give me that. I'm gonna play with this for the rest of the week.
Oh no. Like we would I've never liked the boys' toys in the living room.
Mhm.
And right now all the Johnny Cashers are in there, so make an exception.
You know what? That might be what I need, guys.
Yeah.
I think I need a dog. I think I need to go
definitely
out.
need a dog.
I need to get a dog and be like, when I lose it, I'm gonna just look at the dog and be like, let's go, homie. I'm gonna name him homie.
Alex, who's Mama's favorite child now?
Exactly.
But yeah, no. So anyway, they always had their junk in there, and I'm like, I will throw this away if I see it in there. They didn't care how much I had spent, so I would throw it away and then I go take it out because I'm like, oh, I spent too much money on this.
See, so you're like equal parts to my wife and I. So my wife, I can't throw stuff away. I can't do it. There's too much emotional stuff with it and all. But so I have to leave, and then my wife will be like, oh, I ain't got no problem. Boom, boom, boom. It's all in this bag, and I'm like, I shouldn't open this shit. And she's like, nope. I'm like, okay. But I know later, like weeks and months and years later, I'll be like, where's that really? And I'm like, oh, she threw it away. That sucks.
Anyway, that just cash. They would be like, Mom, anytime that their report card came out, they'd be like, when Red was still around, he's like, oh, well, luckily Red's the favorite son. And sadly, Piper was the favorite son until we got cash.
Until we got cash.
Still. Oh, guys, I'm just saying.
Are you breathing?
I'm so sorry. Breathe.
Thank you. This is therapeutic, guys. Y'all are like my therapy. This is what I needed.
Breathe.
I needed to talk to someone
I need
who
you
could
to
relate.
Before we continue. This ain't for free.
Sandy asked me earlier. I had to ask her for some Venmo, and she was like, "What's your name again?" I forgot, and I was like, "It's Jaime Pina." And Jaime is pronounced Hi May.
I read that as Jamie.
That's what I read it too.
Oh, great!
That's how I read it too.
But Sandy and Joe will never accept me as Jaime. They'll be like, "It's Jamie forever."
It's
Yeah,
Jamie.
forever.
That's okay.
Oh, life.
Hashtag Jaime.
Oh, all right. So we have.
Are you ready
I guess we got to talk about Joe. I guess Sandy
Yeah,
and I kind of had our thing going. We're
Oh man, you
commiserating.
are like really lagging right now, Mr. Pina.
Me.
Yeah.
Brr.
Okay, there it goes.
I don't know.
Okay, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay. All right.
Go
Awesome.
ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask how your day was.
Oh, it was great. Excellent.
Choose
I
your
was
words
outside
wisely.
in this heat. I had 2 photo shoots today. Boom.
Oh wow! Is that why you couldn't answer me earlier?
That's why I couldn't answer you earlier. Yeah. And it was hot, and then it was windy
How
and hot. And so
100.
windy, I would rather just be windy, or I'd rather be hot, but not windy and hot, because then, we live in Dust Bowl, Texas, so the dirt comes and just scratches your face across and
Oh,
I noticed you were exfoliated today.
gouges your eyeballs.
you're a lot shinier
Yeah.
than normal.
They're red, not because it's 420, but because
You're celebrating a little late.
but yeah, other than that, it was good. I only got to get Actually, I didn't get to take any naps today, so I was not happy
That's
about
why your eyes are red. It's not
Yeah,
because
What Sandy said.
that. Yeah.
Sorry for you, man. Sorry
Yeah,
for you.
It's all right. It's all right, though.
All right.
Hey, but
well,
we have some medical heroes.
what's a medical hero, Joe?
It's a person that takes care of medical people and wears a cape.
Oh,
That's how I see them anyway. That's
okay.
How do you see? What do you call a medical hero?
Huh. That's a deep one.
Okay,
Sandy, you answer first.
Sandy, your turn.
Yeah.
Hey, really? Y'all didn't even tell me I had homework.
You don't have homework, Sandy.
So listen, if y'all know me, which y'all do, I don't have a nurturing bone in my body. Okay, if my kids are sick, y'all go to your dad. Y'all vomiting, y'all got the run. I can't help you. There's nothing that I can do for you.
You're like, I can pay for something. I can't help
I'm
you.
take you to the doctor, but so I'm not a medical hero. There are men and
the
women.
opposite.
I am the opposite. There are men.
She's the
and women.
anti-hero.
The what?
The anti-hero.
Yes.
Because you're not technically a villain, but you're not really a hero.
I'll be a villain. That's fine. I'll take it.
Right here.
Okay.
Hands up. Hands up.
There are nurses and doctors. Those are the heroes. Those are the ones that wear a cape, and I could not do any of what they do.
Especially the ones
I agree.
on the front lines, and that's who we are showcasing today, this evening, tonight. So we actually put out word that we'd want to have people send us who they feel are medical heroes, and we got 4. We wanted more, but we got 4 for now.
We got an overwhelming response of 4. What's wrong with you people?
So sad face. And so it's your fault if your medical hero is not here, because we've been talking about this for a week. Not to be angry at our viewers or anything, but
right.
So let's start with, hold on just a second. I like that. Okay. Stop. I thought it was gonna stop. All right. Our first hero is Erica Ferrero, and she was nominated by one of our guests, Elizabeth Lanham, who was our guest on Tuesday, our fitness guest. And she said that we loved, absolutely loved. Erica Ferrero, she's a physician at TTU HSC, and she's just an all-around amazing woman. She has been working in the hospital during the pandemic and is passionate about educating people on the spread and how to keep our community safe. She is also an awesome mama, wife, and rider at Cycle Bar. On top of everything else in her life, she just set a goal of 100 rides in a year, and she just accomplished it this week.
Wow.
So not only working the front lines, but keeping herself fit and everything like that, and being a mom and wife.
Thank you so much for all that you do, Erica.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on your 100 rides in a year, and you accomplished it by, what is it, May? Are we in May? What day is it?
We are May.
Yeah. If I recall correctly, she said is a year in May. I think that this week.
Oh, I thought it was like 2020, and she finished by May.
No.
Wow.
No, it was May of 2019 to May of 2020. She did 100 rides.
Well, you go, girl.
Even more impressed. But I'm impressed with 100 because that's 99 and a half more rides than I would do.
Well, but you've been challenged, so I think you're going to do 100 next year.
You can challenge me all you want. My kids do it every day.
Erica, fantastic job. Can I just tell you, happy early Christmas? That's it.
Okay.
I'm like, what do you have there?
Yeah, it's like, what?
You can pull out a prize.
And then she has her dog with her.
She raced so much, I had to take a swig of water. Or crossbar, whatever that was.
Our second hero is Sabrina Benitez, and she was nominated by Brenda Benitez, which is her mom. She's right here. I don't know if you can see my little cursor, but she's the one in the middle there. She is a frontline worker. She and her unit, a medical surge unit, have provided direct care for COVID patients. She is most appreciative of how the community has supported them with donated meals, masks, and one of her aunts purchased face shields for the whole unit.
Oh,
that's
wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Sabrina has shared how their unit has come together and supported each other during these trying times. They have gone through the gamut of emotions, but have a ton of people praying for them daily.
Come
Amen
on,
to
Sabrina.
That's awesome.
That
I-
is awesome,
I
Sabrina.
like that they have a unit and stuff. That makes it feel like so tight. You know what I mean? Like kind of like we have our unit, us three, and
Mhm.
then they have their unit, and it's like great. Like
Right.
y'all don't know, guys, but I call Joe and Sandy like every day. I find a reason to call Joe and Sandy, even if it's for like 3 seconds. I'll call and be like, "Hey,
He does.
blah, bye," and that's it. And I forcefully leave voicemails to them too because I'm like, these are my people. I'm gonna call and let them know they're in my radar every day, even if it's meaningless. What was the meaningless one today? Diet Pepsi, cherry
Today was
Pepsi.
Diet
Cherry.
Pepsi.
Yes.
Yeah, see, y'all both got the same message. Actually,
And
Oh.
when I called you, you were back at work.
I was back at work quick. I was like, dang it, I wanted to talk.
Yeah. So not only Sabrina, but her whole unit, we would like to recognize them too. So
Shout out to y'all.
shout out.
And thank y'all so much.
Yeah,
Our third hero is Alexa Sanchez, nominated by Mary Infante, which is her mom.
Aw.
Mary reports Alexa works at a nursing facility with the elderly population. She became a CNA while still in high school. She is now an LVN, and in October, she will graduate with her RN.
Oh,
Really
awesome.
this year and has continued to work full time, not just as a nurse, but as a mom and wife.
that
She's
name sounded
her only
so
daughter,
familiar.
and there's super proud of her. Heart, heart, heart.
You said Mary Infante.
Yes,
That's her mama.
that's her mama. And she
I'm-
loves her mom, according to the picture.
I'm
I
looking
know
her up
that-
on Facebook. I'm all like, wait a minute, we have 4 mutual friends. I think I know who that is.
Might know who that is. Thank you so much, Alexa.
Yes, Alexa.
What you do.
Congratulations.
Thanks for doing what you're doing, Alexa. Really appreciate it. Mama, you should be proud of her.
Yep. And make sure you take care of your mom and put her in a good old folks.
Oh,
home.
yeah. It's Mom's Day this weekend, everyone.
Right.
So
It
yeah,
is Mother's
Let's not be
Day, yeah.
forgetting.
let's not forget Sandy's.
So our fourth hero is Rachel Owen, and she was nominated by one of our past guests as well, Paul Faulkner, and he was the Lubbock Fit.
And we love him.
We do love Paul.
And I believe they're watching tonight.
Paul is watching tonight.
Yeah, his wife checked in earlier with us. I saw her name right here. She says checking in.
Aw.
And then Paul came in later too, and he checked in with us also.
So Rachel Owen is his niece from Lubbock. She went to nursing school in Amarillo. She is a traveling ER nurse. Currently, she is in Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's up there. Rachel is definitely on the front line in the emergency room. Here's a quote from Rachel. There are no right or wrong drugs at the time. We are fighting in the dark. I just want you to know to be safe, and I don't care one way or another if states are open or closed. I just want you to know the facts and make smart decisions for you and your family. This virus is bad and only getting worse. Please remember to wash your hands and stay safe.
Awesome.
That is something
Thank
we
you.
tell people every day.
I know.
That's right. We are taking your advice to heart and help spreading it.
Rachel, thank you so much for what you do. Especially,
Weird choice of words.
I don't know how you got to Connecticut from Lubbock, but that's
Well,
even better.
you know, I know
I bet
I've heard
she
of that
flew there.
too. I've got my father's girlfriend's daughter.
Okay.
She was a traveling nurse too. Like she was up here close to us in Milwaukee, I think, for a little while, and then she went back down to Texas a couple different spots. But and I would have showcased her. I just didn't know where the work is. But Monica, if you're watching, Monica Pillow, if she's watching, I appreciate you too. But yeah, she used to travel. Like I don't know if it's the same exact name, but I know that she did a lot of traveling around the country for nursing.
That is cool. That is cool that they get like to travel like that. It was probably cooler back then.
I'm sorry, Joe.
No, it's okay. I would say it's probably cooler back then to travel than it is now. And you're like, oh, really? Go to New York? Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
so they like the cool thing is they put themselves out there. It's like they understand the risks and they are still willing to do that. So that's what is amazing to all of the ones that were nominated there. So, Jamie,
Huh.
Mary works at Cat
I knew I recognized the last name. I knew it. Thank you. And you know what? So I do want to say something on that too, Joe's kind of piggybacking off of. So all three of us, I'm sure we have plenty of friends who are nurses and doctors, and we didn't know which ones were working where and things like that. And life gets in the way, and then we're preparing for the show a lot of times and doing a lot of research for future shows and things like that. And so if we didn't get to you, please don't take it as though we didn't think you were a frontline worker or anything like that. It was just a matter of trying to recognize the viewers and figuring out who, from you guys, who we could recognize for you. And so it wasn't about not being able to include the ones that we knew of. We just kind of wanted for folks to kind of toot the horn for someone else, if that makes sense. Shine the spotlight on someone.
And I want to say a shout out to Shauna Wilson. She works at Covenant, and she is actually occasionally, I'm not sure what her schedule is like, she'll come work the COVID clinic that's set up here at Wolford, here at the for her office and stuff. So she'll be doing all that stuff. But yeah, she's been like, she'll send me stuff. Yeah, I mean, not any names or anything, but just
she's not breaking any HIPAA laws, is what you're saying.
not break HIPAA laws.
Right.
Hashtag don't break HIPAA laws.
But anyway, so shout out to her, and she works some long hours there. And also to Jalita, she's a PA, and she got furloughed, but now she's able. I think they're going back to work. And Nicole, she's a nurse, and she
what was that first name again?
Jalita, Jele.
Oh, okay.
And then Nicole Hood, and she's also a nurse up at UMC, I believe.
Oh, Shauna Wilson is a medical superhero. That's so awesome.
I did have the plan to share this person actually from the beginning. I forgot to tell you, Joe, but I do want to give a special shout out to my wife actually. And so for those of you who don't know, my wife, she is a doctor. And so there actually is a Dr. Pena in my family line, and that's kind of cool. But she's not a medical doctor, but she has her PhD in marriage and family therapy, and she works with students, and she has her own private practice. And what she's doing is during all this stuff, she's still seeing clients through teleconference. And I got to be honest, she's been like more busy than she was when this wasn't going down. And I don't know what's going on because, we have things set up so that we can't hear her. She's got a white noise machine and we can't ever understand what they're saying. We're not trying to. We actively know.
Yeah. Western HIPAA laws.
But she is helping people out. And I know she was researching and getting presentations together for helping people to deal with their mental health during this time at home, things they can do to help their bodies and their minds, get through this. And so she's dealing with people and helping them overcome some of their anxieties and other challenges that they go through during this time, and so babe, if you're watching, my hat's off to you. Thank you for all the work that you're doing out there to help everyone get through this with their mental health too.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Pena.
Yes, Dr. Pena.
That sounds so cool. She'll never say doctor though. She never. So anytime we've ever gone out, I don't know if you guys have ever met any official doctors. Sometimes you get some people who are like, "Oh, it's Dr. Stevens."
It's Joe Baker, PhD.
Yeah, I'd be all over that.
Right, yeah. Well, and even the professional dinners and things that we've gone to together, like I've never heard my wife ever just like correct someone or just tell people that's Dr. Pena. Anything like that. She's always just been, "Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you," and you're Doctor Who, and so that's funny, Doctor. Anyway,
Doctor Who.
So she, yeah. I've met some doctors, rightfully so. They deserve it. I'm not saying they don't deserve it, but it's always been fun for me watching my wife never really trying to correct people when they say her name or things like that.
That's
pretty cool.
Anyway.
Awesome. So we have our own medical stories of they may or may not include heroes, but they were heroes.
I say our medical stories have heroes in them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm
but
still alive.
It's a different time. These were different times. These were different tales, and so, but it's they should be rather funny, I think. So, who wants to go first? Sandy.
Way to go, Sandy.
Y'all just remember that. I'll go first with my very first time at the hospital, and this was when I had Alex, and I'd had an epidural, and I was, finally the numbness was leaving my body, and the little nurse was in there, and she's like, "Mija, And she's like, can you feel me touching your toes? And I said, yeah, I can. And so I was like, can I get up and go to the restroom? And she's like, sure, Mija. And she's making sure that I could feel everything. And so I did. So I get up because I think I got this. I'm not old enough to be having a child. Anyway, so she gets me up and stuff, and I'm not even kidding. I just drop. I pee all over her. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know what. I'm like bending down, trying to clean her up. And I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm so sorry. She's like, it's okay, Mija, lay back down. I'm so sorry. And it was awful. And she was so nice. She just put me back down to sleep. And I sure hope she got to go home to go clean up, because that was awful.
Oh.
These people have to put up with a lot. And then here I am peeing on her.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't help it. I could not help it. But anyway.
And she acted like nothing, right? It was like
she was all like, Mija this, Mija that.
Like I would have been gagging. I was gagging. It was my own stuff. And I'm like,
I'd have been thrown up. You'd have been thrown up. We all would have been thrown up together.
Right, exactly. So is that for our nurses out there, is that a class, like how to just kind of ignore those things?
Good question.
Like smells and like things to look at and stuff like that. I think for me it'd be odors.
Hey, straight up odors for me. Like no, right. I can't handle it.
Like I can watch, like I'd love watching people cut into other people and stuff like that. Like I watch medical things, and I'm not afraid of needles. I like watching them cut, into the body and stuff like that. That doesn't bug me, but I just wonder if there's like a smell. I haven't been to the point where I'd see.
Sandy's totally about to blow chunks. Maybe you need to calm down a little bit.
Well, okay, so here, this is really weird. Like, you know what I do like to watch? And this is really gross because I know nobody likes to watch this.
I know what you're about to say.
Dr. Pimple Popper.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say
when she does the cyst, only when she does that. I like when she cuts it out and then she squeezes all that crap in there, and then she's like, it smells, and I'm like,
but you'll sit there and watch it. Like,
but I'll watch it.
I can't
about the socks. Text me. I don't know what you're talking about the socks.
Oh my goodness.
I don't want to know about
it. Yeah. You don't really have to do that.
Right. I don't know what he's talking about, the song.
That's probably good.
Anyway, but I watched that. But then at the same time, I'm like, Eric, look at this. And Eric's like, I don't want to look at that. But anyway.
Yeah, so I watch those too. Those don't bug me either.
I feel like spitting.
Have you ever watched like the bot flies be removed from people? Oh my goodness. It is.
Have you seen those little things that they take out of the cats and dogs' noses?
What?
The little earwigs? Is that what they're called?
What are you talking about?
I have no idea.
They take this thing and they're like all up in the cat's nose, and they're like, it's gross. I've seen like alien things, like the little chest popper thing from Alien. I've seen them yank something out of a cat's nose, and it's unbelievably huge, like bigger than their head. It comes out, and it's like, how did this fit in there? It's gross.
What is it?
I can't remember what it's called. If any of you guys know, comment on it. But it is called something.
There's Shauna.
Hi, Shauna.
Hi,
Shauna. Do I know you? I know it takes about 45 seconds here, but do I know you?
She's in the comments all the time.
In the car with me and Cade.
Okay.
Do you know what you're talking about now?
I know. Now I know what he's talking about. Okay.
What?
So boys stink. Y'all know that. And, we were, because this talking about odors. And we had left Adrenaline City, and they were with their stinky feet. And I had roses, and all of a sudden we had the Jeep, and we had the windows rolled down, and their smell of feet just kept coming to me, and I'm and I'm about to die. Like Eric is laughing because I'm about to gag. The boys are so mad. They're like, Mom, you're just faking. And I'm like, your feet stink. And there was a lot of explicits in there. Anyway,
a lot of explicatives.
Yeah, yes, it was bad. And so I'm like gagging the whole way. And I'm like, anyway, that's the sock story. Because I'm horrible with odors.
Okay, Alex, that was not a medical story. So
moving on.
-1 there for you there.
Nice try, though, buddy. Nice try.
Way to get yourself in there.
That means
I'm just trying to get in the show.
What, Sandy?
I said that means I'm a hero because they're still alive.
Right.
That's right. That's right. Good for you, Sandy. Look at you being your productive self in American society today.
Thank you.
Good job. All
Mr.
right, I'll go next. This one's not about me per se, but I was in the room when it happened. So when my wife was in the hospital, and this was back in Lubbock, when my firstborn, the hospital we were at with my firstborn, who are nurse. I'll get to that in a minute. My wife loved and still does love UFC fights, and basically anything that involves two human beings going at it, like just like she loves that. There used to be an old show, maybe you guys can remember. I don't off the top of my head, but there was some show about whoever won, they'd be the next UFC fighter. Maybe it was called the next UFC
I think
fighter.
it was called Ultimate Fighter or something like that.
Okay, so maybe that's what it was. It was on the TV at the hospital. Dakisa was bed rested for like months there. Okay, and I remember whatever you said it was called, Joe, comes on, and we're in there. I'm sitting off on that little couch thing on the side next to a window, and she's in the bed, and we're just watching it. And then she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is getting good. This is getting real good." She goes, "No, you gotta why isn't he just? I mean, you gotta hard, you know?" And then there getting intense, and she's like, "No, like hit him right there. Why are you messing? Punch him, get him out." And I was like, "Calm down." And she is in it. She is like, "Take him down." Our nurse, she's in my friends list. I don't know if you're watching tonight, Shonda, if you remember this or not. Shonda Bass was the world's fabulous nurse for us. Shonda comes running down the hall. We're at the last room at the end of the hall. She comes running down. She goes, "What's going on? What's going on? Dakisa, are you okay? Is everything all right?" And Dakisa's like, "Rip his head off!" And I'm like, "I'm so sorry." I was like, she just was really into it. And Dakisa didn't even miss a beat. She was like, because I think it was like the championship episode or whatever. She was like, "Hurry up!" And so she was like, "Are you sure?" And she was like, "Yeah, she's fine. She's fine, I promise." And then she was like, "Dakisa, get down." And she was like, she checked on her vitals and stuff, and Dakisa was just like, she was just into it. She was just into it. So
blood pressure was up and everything, heart rate.
and it was late at night, like 9:00 at night, and so she was loud. I was like, I don't think she realized how loud she was, but
I'm surprised they didn't call security on her.
well, I told I told her, I was like, "Tell the other nurses sorry, and any of the other moms in the on the floor, say I'm just sorry, okay?"
And the maternity ward is like, "What is that?"
So
is
that
somebody
was
fighting.
yeah. Dakisa loved her martial arts fighting.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I have one about my daughter, my oldest daughter. I was going to tell the other one, but I think Mama's watching, so I'm not sure if she wants me to tell that one or not.
She totally does. She totally does. You're a public
Right.
figure, Joe. Your life is like on
yeah,
display for everyone.
we're all over. But I'm going to start the one with my daughter.
Okay.
So my daughter, she got sick and she got really dehydrated, and so she actually had to. So let's lead up to this. She got sick, and we got a doctor's appointment, and we went up there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, she's okay. Just keep giving her fluids and everything." Well, we bring her back home, and she's still not doing well. And I was like, "Okay." I went to the store, got her some Pedialyte, and gave her some Pedialyte, and she drank it all up. And then I was like, "Cool, she's good. We're good." And then all of a sudden, I hear this rumbling, and she just fountains the Pedialyte out of her mouth onto the sofa or whatever she was sitting in. Like, I've never seen anything like that. I thought it was just in the movies, but she fountains it out, like all of it.
Oh man!
I was like, okay, we're going to the ER. So we get to the ER. And the ER was busy that night. I remember that. And so one of the nurses comes around, and she was doing what's called triage. Where they take the sickest patients or the ones that need the most attention. And they came to my daughter, and her eyes had sunken in, and her skin was really loose. And so they're like, "Okay, she needs to go."
Oh wow!
Yeah. So they take us back, and the doctor's like, "Oh yeah," she's like, "Yeah, projectile vomiting. Mama is watching." So, and so I learned this. You can tell if your child is dehydrated whenever you lift their skin up on their hand, and if it should just bounce back. But if it stays up like this, then they're super dehydrated. So we found out that she was dehydrated. Well,
Okay.
she's like 1 or 2 at the time, and they were trying to find a vein to put an IV in her, and she did not like that.
Was this your older one or the middle?
No, this is Balana. The other 2 haven't.
Oh my god.
So they decided to go ahead and admit her that night, and I'm a young parent. I don't know what to expect, but they're like putting needles in her, and they can't seem to find a vein or something like that. And they're like, we might have to put one in on her forehead. And I'm like, oh no, you're not.
Gosh, Joe.
He's
Are
like,
you
"No, I don't think
serious?
so. I don't think so. You better find something." And they finally found one in her arm, and so she was able to do that. But the funny part is, okay, so we had to spend the night, and they were monitoring her over the night and stuff like that. And throughout the day, they would allow us to take her in a wagon, and we would be able to go around the floor of the hospital. Well, Blonda thought that was fun, so that was cool. But every time that we'd go past the nurse's station, she would do this.
Oh,
Boy,
She
would
give that evil
those,
eye.
Yeah, she gave those nurses the look of death
Oh,
because
poor
they were
baby.
poking and prodding her all day long. Man, she was not happy with them, and you could see it in her face. She'd be like, la 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 la, and then we'd pass the nurse's station. Boy,
Oh
if
man.
looks could kill, or if she had lasers out of her eyes,
They were gone. They were dead.
gone. Yeah, so
And all they were doing was trying to take care of her. But I get it.
and they were all so very nice with her. They were awesome nurses. They were just excellent nurses. They took care of us, and she got to come home after she finally got rehydrated and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just a funny story, and I tell it all the time. And Blonda's like, I don't even remember.
No, she
but
wasn't.
she wasn't like traumatized. She doesn't like hate the
No,
doctor
she
to
wasn't
this day.
traumatized or anything.
She didn't
like
hold
that.
on to any of that. That's
No,
good
she
for her.
didn't. Yeah, so
So I want to share a story about kind of like, so we're talking about medical heroes, right? Well, sometimes heroes don't always come in the medical field either, right? Like we definitely can have other heroes from other places, and that's okay. That's okay.
sometimes they come out on webs, like they shoot webs and they swing over through the buildings and stuff.
Right, Joe.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah.
But so some years ago, I remember going to I went to a clinic. I went to just the ER, not the ER, but just to one of the clinics around town, right? And I was sick. I was not feeling good. And I was like, I'm gonna muster up all the energy and I'm gonna go. I go there and I finally get to go see the doctor, and she's like, "Oh, you are not doing well. You need to go to the hospital, okay?" And I was like, it took all the energy I had to get here. Can you just, give me some medicine and I'll see what I can do about my wife taking me later on when she gets off of work or tomorrow on the Saturday. And she's like, no, baby, we're going to have to get you there as soon as possible. And I'm like, I don't have the energy to drive there. She's like, I don't think you understand me, sweetheart. She's obviously an older lady, right? And so she's very gentle with me. She goes, like, I have called the ambulance. They're on their way to come get you. And I was like, excuse what? What? What's going on? And then before I knew,
How sick am I?
Well, anyway, they're rolling me out, and I'm like, am I what happened? Like, that was like that. I was like, I'm on a roller already. I'm in the hospital. I'm like, someone call my wife and tell her where I'm at. What's going on here? We get there. The doctor says, oh, I've seen this plenty of times. 98% of the time it's this, and we'll get it taken care of and they'll be done. And I remember just sitting there and I was like, and I was in so much pain, guys. And my wife's there. I turn around, look at her, and I'm like, this is going to be the 2%. I was like, what's the 2% of the time? And then that doctor goes, well, and he was like, we'll be just fine. Don't worry about it. And I was like, oh my gosh. I go in for the surgery. I wake up and I'm being rolled into the room. And let me just tell you guys, it was a little weird because I've had surgeries and gone in, but there was some extra going on in the room and I couldn't quite make it out. I wasn't feeling right either. And my wife was like, did they tell you? And I'm like, no. And I was like, what? And doctors and nurses, and they're doing their thing. They're just, they're doing their little tango around the room, making sure I'm okay and stuff. And then finally everyone clears out. And I was like, what happened? And she's like, you have flesh-eating bacteria. You have flesh-eating disease. And I was like, excuse me? And she's like, they said it was flesh-eating disease. And I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
what just happened? And so the
What
finally
lie?
doctors,
You're like, what lie are you
I
telling
was
me?
kind of like, wait a minute. I was like, what world is that on? Like, isn't that what the sailors got when they were like on the boats? But I was just like, what?
1492.
You know? And so the doctors, they're like, well, we're going to test it. We'll let you know, yada, yada. And, you know, I'm like, I don't know how, okay. I just guess okay. Well, then a couple days later, after the tests come through, like it was in the middle, no, early morning. I remember just laying there, weak as heck. And if I thought what happened before was crazy, it turned from whatever they thought it was to full blown MRSA, which is a super bug. Unlike it's one of the world's super bugs. Like it's insane to get rid of. But they start putting up all these extra barriers in the room. All
Oh,
the nurses are putting
Lord.
stuff on. I am starting to freak out because I'm like, what are y'all doing? What's going on here? And I don't have energy to do anything. And they're like, just hold on, Mr. Pina. And they're getting all their gloves and masks and face things. And I'm just like, y'all are really freaking me out. What's going on? And so they tell me what happens. And I'm at an emotionally low point because I have no idea what any of this is meaning. I'm figuring this is stuff people die from, though, right? And they're not saying yes or no, but they're like, we're gonna get you taken care of as best we can. I freaking out. I call my wife and I'm like, can you not come after church with the kids? Because I don't know what's going on and I don't want them being here. I was like, but can you please ask these people to come to me? Because I am weak right now. I can't handle this. I'm like, no one's with me. I'm up here in Illinois by myself. And can you ask the minister and one of my good friends, can you ask them to come by? Because I just need some support right now. I need some healthy spiritual men to come into this room and just be with me so I can process what's going on. I don't know what's happening right now or what this means for the future. I was like, am I going to be here in a week or two? Like those were seriously the questions. And they were like, we can't answer that for you right now. And I was just like, you're really freaking me out, man. I was like, I just need some help right now. And you know what? So my heroes were Tim Harlow and Corey Cottrell. Corey Cottrell was a really great friend I lost last year. But those guys showed up. They had plans. They hung out. They let me just cry and just try to register what was going on so my family, I could deal with them later because I was not good. But man, it was not just the doctors and nurses helping out, but those people in life who you can call to just be in the room with you when you don't know what to process when you're in those sick moments, that can be there with you. Man, they just make a world of a difference. And so much shout out to you guys who do that for your loved ones and the people who can call on you to be in their life.
Wow, they're not. Go ahead, Sandy.
Well, go ahead, Joe.
No, I forget what I was gonna say.
Okay, let's go back to this. What did you have? What was wrong with you? Are you still contagious?
No.
Like, did that be worried?
Wait. So the real question is, how contagious are you?
I mean, it was deathly contagious then. It was deathly. Like they were like, no, and we had to say no one come in the room without proper stuff on and everything. Like so Corey and Tim, when they came, they had to wear stuff but not hazmat, but an extra level of protection. Oh, what do they call that? PPE, right? Yes. So they were in those that getup. And anyone who came to visit had to get in those get-ups before they walked in the room.
Remember? Do you even know how you? I'm not. If you don't want to,
they said it. No, they said it could be anything. They were like, it could have been a bug bite. It could have been just a regular scratch. It could have been like ingrown hair. It could have been anything. And it just was so. And apparently, so this type of bacteria, this super bacteria, is apparently on our skin all the time, actually. But under the right conditions and circumstances, it gets in those cuts, and then bad things happen really bad. And this was in the span of 1 week. I went from a Sunday night feeling a little awkward, but not bad or anything, to a Monday was like, whoa, something is a little off. Wednesday, I was like, oh my gosh, I am on fire. I am not focusing straight. It is like my world feels weird. And and I went to 2 doctors that week before I went to that final one and was like, something, just give me some pain meds, just give me some morphine, or I don't know. But yeah, they were like, there's no way they could do it because where it happened, they had to cut it all out and they couldn't sew it. And it was a huge gash and they just had to leave it open. I had to go into hyperbaric oxygen chambers.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that like the polio people, hyperbaric?
I don't know. But
Maybe
with
that's
these things,
I don't think that's right, but
guys,
that's why I'm not a medical hero.
you need some Robitussin?
there you go. We'll just rub that right in there. That's what Sandy would do.
No, you could have got some butter and taken care of that. Never mind.
So they put you in these chambers that you have to that simulate you going, I don't know, like 10 or 30,000 feet below sea level. And it's because you're in an oxygen-rich environment, and oxygen-rich environment helps wounds to heal and close fast. And so I'd be in there for like an hour every day for, I think it was about a month, Monday through Friday, not the weekends, because
that helps your skin, right?
It helps.
Oxygen helps.
Yeah, and it kills the bacteria. Pure oxygen kills bacteria in general. And so, and it's one of those where it takes a while to go down. Yes, that is actually what it is.
Thanks, Sunner.
That's what. And so,
always nice having a know-it-all son, right?
So, that was crazy. That was a crazy time in my life, and I just, man, guys, you talk challenging. Like the first time I went into one of those chambers, I came out and I was like, okay, well, that was a different experience. That was odd. I was like, okay. And then I remember as I started getting dressed, I started shivering all of a sudden, like just randomly. And I was like, something's about to happen. I don't know what though. And I remember I went to the bed and my nurse was in there and I was like, something's about to happen. And she was like, what's going on? Are you okay? And I was like, I don't know. And then the next thing I knew, I just burst out crying. And for like 2 hours, I was uncontrollably crying. And it was the weirdest thing, guys, because I was like, this is weird. I am not feeling any, and I remember talking to her like this. I was like, I'm not feeling any emotional reaction, but my body is completely sobbing and crying and ugly crying. I was like, but this is freaky because I'm not sad. I'm not happy. I'm not mad. I'm not anything. I'm like, I literally felt like my body was against what I was feeling. It was not right. My wife later told me, she goes, it is possible that the body and the feelings and minds, they get off track. And so your body does what it,
it's like, no, you want to cry right now.
Right. And I didn't, though. That was the thing. And every time after that, I never did. I just was like, that was really weird. And it wasn't scary. It was just like, this isn't what I want to do. Why are you crying? Stop it. Anyway, the whole experience was one that I'd never care to repeat again.
What was how long were you there? What was the total from the time that they...
Like from beginning me feeling sick to I can go back to work and I'm
understand. You need to go to the doctor.
I was fighting with her, but she was so sweet.
But
she was like, I called the ambulance, sweetheart.
Ambulance is already on their way.
Yeah. She was like, that's how bad it was. And it was bad. Obviously, she called it right.
And the ambulance is on its way. You stay over there.
Yeah, it was bad. It was probably about total, Sandy, 2 months, maybe 3 months.
No way.
It was terrible. I mean,
you called me during that time, didn't you?
I did, yeah. But I don't know that, you don't. I don't know that I was as descriptive with my story as I am tonight.
Ignore.
I was like, yeah, because I would have been like,
yeah, that's what he did. He's like, can't talk right now. I'm like, fine. We want to talk to you anyway. I'm over here having a midlife. I'm about to die, literally. Oh, okay, all right. So there was a point where I really thought death was on the table too, several times, right? But there was one point where the doctor was like, "We cut," and I got to be honest, he was like, "We cut down. We could see your bone," and I was like, "That." I was like, I thought so. Another name for flesh-eating disease is gangrene. And I was like, I don't think that's a good thing, right? That has something to do like it can travel. And he was like, if it gets into your bone, it travels in your bone marrow and spreads to your whole body. And it's the type of thing where if it gets into the bone, they amputate things to keep it from going everywhere. Right. And I was like, and so being in that place, I met others who were like, we're going through the same process. And like before we were even done, they were like, well, I guess this is the last day for my leg. And I was like, you're getting out of here? And he was like, nope. They're going to go ahead and take it. And I was like,
my leg.
Yeah. I was like, what? And they would be like, yeah, they're taking my leg or my arm or whatever. And I was just like, what in the world?
That is crazy, dude. So you actually did better than some of the people that you were there with.
Yeah.
Show them
And I'm
when you
grateful.
left that you had all your limbs.
I was, jeez, they have a bell there. They're like, anyone who finishes their treatment, they ring the bell. I'm like, you guys, when I ring my bell, you are gonna get. And before I rang my bell, I gave this huge speech out to the entire nurses and doctor, and I was like, you get a speech. You get a speech. Everyone gets a speech.
And then I'm out. And I don't ever get to see y'all again.
Yes. I was like, as much as I love y'all, I hope I never see any of y'all again. And I rang that bell a lot, and I was like, see ya.
We got some stories from our viewers.
Share them. I'm sorry. I'm stealing.
You're still going on
I'm
yours.
gonna be quiet for the rest.
So selfish. Priscilla went to the ER 3 months after she had Daniela. I ended up not leaving because I was in pain. They wanted to send me home. But the next day I had to have surgery for a cyst. Another time I was working in the hospital as a unit clerk for a week, and there was a patient who had an uncontrollable nosebleed. Ew. Yeah, so I want to talk about the pain. Man, it's so important for y'all to speak up. If especially after you having your baby, if you're in pain or you're not, you need to make sure that you speak up and advocate for yourself, because I've been reading too much about that type of stuff, and it's really disheartening to see that type of stuff. So make sure you advocate for yourself after you have a baby. Christina de los Santos. My daughter had to go to urgent care clinic for a temperature. When she went to the back with the doctor, her temperature went up to 106. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
The physician on duty quickly responded and dressed her and placed wet cold paper towels to bring her temperature down. The physician had the nurses call EMS to take her to the ER and told the front desk not to charge us a $45 copay for placing wet paper towels on my daughter. She did an awesome job by acting quickly.
Wow.
Holy jeez.
I hope she's doing better. No,
Yes.
Yeah, obviously
She's fine now.
she would share it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, those are crazy stories.
So let me tell you one more real quick.
One more.
Okay.
One more nurse story. One more nurse hero story.
Okay.
So when I had Kate, Eric was deployed, and my mom was supposed to be there, but my mom really didn't want to be in the room with me. So she was like, hey, I'm going to go have breakfast.
Wow. I wonder where you get that from, Sandy.
Right. So rude and unnurturing of my mother. Anyway, so her and my aunt and my sister-in-law, because my sister-in-law was going to be my backup, and she was actually the one who's going to be in there since my mom didn't. So she takes her too, and they're like, we're just going to go eat. So they give me my Pitocin and all that stuff, and they're like, it's going to be a little bit blah, blah, blah before you have the baby. It wasn't a little bit. I don't know what time my mother left to have breakfast, but by the time
Mexican time.
Yeah, really. By the time she came back, I already had a kid. And here's the sad part of this all. It was the doctor delivering down there and a nurse. That was it. So they pull this nasty little kid and give him to me. So and then the nurse hands me, and she's like, do you want to cut the umbilical cord? That's like the saddest thing ever. I cut my own umbilical cord. The nurse was holding this crappy gross little baby, and I'm cutting my own umbilical cord. And I'm like,
Did you check the hospital bill and make sure they didn't charge you for that, Sandy? Because they probably
now that you say that,
you probably need to go back and be like, I need my check for like the $1,200 or $3,500 that cost.
Yeah,
I cut it myself.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm gonna file my W-9 as a contract worker.
So yeah, then my mom shows up and she's like, "Oh, you had the baby," and I'm like, "You planned this like completely." Like I'm sure you called up there and said, "Go check on her, make sure you haven't had a baby yet."
Okay. I'll be back later.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, yeah. So this awesome nurse was just in there with me. I had no idea what her name was. She was super nice, and my water broke right after I went to the restroom. Luckily, I didn't get any on her.
It was the water. It was.
But anyway, so I mean, nurses and doctors are awesome.
Yeah. Oh, she's fine now. She has 6 times. Thank you. I'm glad she's doing great. Perfect. Because I don't think you'd share a story otherwise, but yeah, that's good.
So I did know Mary earlier. So what was her name? Sabrina Infante?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. So her
was it
Mary Infante? Her daughter was Alexa.
Alexa Sanchez? Yeah, you're right. Good job,
you're
Sandy.
Good, Sandy.
Thank
Knew we
you.
had you on the show for something.
Well, it's just because it's fresh right now. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
don't ask me.
So I did know her mom. Her mom was a coworker of Dekeesa's back in the day.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
hi, Mary. I don't know if you're still watching. Good to be seen by you again.
Right.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you got to see me.
Yeah. Must be great to be you right now.
I know, because you have a hero daughter and, Jamie.
Right.
Yeah. Way to put that, Sandy.
Well,
But no, our heart does go out to you. I won't say it on here because it'll feel, but we do care about you. Okay. So I hope we were able to help you feel good today.
Absolutely. Hey, what do we got going tomorrow?
food.
Food day. I'm excited about it.
Topic.
Food Friday.
I know. I can make every episode we do in a week about this one topic. I totally could.
I think
Oh.
you could too.
Eric's trying out a new recipe, but because it has like 7 ingredients. So
So
Eric's
you won't be.
gonna do it.
Oh,
Eric's gonna do it, and I'm gonna show it to y'all.
okay. I was gonna say, is Eric gonna be on tomorrow's show? Actually.
No.
Oh, okay. He's an assistant. He doesn't get screen time.
We gotta have pictures because it's gonna be. Make
Yeah.
sure that you've eaten before you watch the show, because if not, you're gonna want to eat after the show, and you're not supposed to eat too late. So just to keep that in mind.
Right.
Okay, listen up. Oh, okay, everyone, I do really want you to post your recipes and post your favorite foods. I want to see pictures of what you eat and what you like. I want you to give us ideas for stuff that we should cook, whether it's a baked item or cooked breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever it is. Just give us ideas, because I love the food idea. I love it.
And don't get crazy. I can only do 3 and 4 ingredients if you
I
want.
can do like 50. I can do 50. Okay, my wife gets mad. 2 hours here, 4 ingredients down there. 2-hour ingredients up here.
Out of a can this way.
Out of a can.
Out of a can. You know why they made cans?
Why?
For me.
No, I'm not knocking you because I use can enchilada sauce.
And on that note, we love you all, guys. I appreciate you coming out here tonight. Hey, Jet.
You can't hear
And I
me.
hope you all have a great night. And as usual,
Remember to wash your hands.
for at least 20 seconds,
You filthy animals.
Thanks, nurses and
have a
doctors.
good night.
Thanks,
Thanks, doctors.
y'all. Have a good night.
Good night.